Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen. I got a story I seen on Memphis news outlet. Shout out Memphis. And it's about this young man right here. This guy right here, I met and got a chance to know personally a little bit. This guy right here is Justin.J.Pearson, and he's a representative in District 86 out there, you know, in the state of Tennessee. This guy right here is an activist and a politician, as you know, you soon find out. And when I was down there for the Tyree Nichols, civil rights trial, he was there. He led the prayer in the morning, and he sat with us, the family members, and us. And for most of the day, he's a good dude. I got a chance to sit and talk with him, pick his brain and converse about some things. And he has some really good ideas, and he's trying to do the right thing, as far as being a politician of the people. And I know this from just my experience around him, and I didn't sense no fakeness or anything like that. I respect this guy. You know what I'm saying? And today, something happened, I guess I think it's over gun control. And they were about to vote on the bill. And temper started to flare because somebody called him out over his absence in recent times, but he was going through a family emergency. And he kind of set him off. Now, I want you to take a look at this news article, and we're going to come back and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I'll show you the full confrontational video in its entirety. But I mean, just because you men and you in the same thing and you're supposed to be voting on the same council, sometimes tempers flare and things get out of control, especially when people are passionate about what they believe in. Take a look at this.
Tensions running high on Capitol Hill.
Representative Justin Pearson confronts fellow Representative Andrew Farmer after debate over guns turns personal. You can see here Pearson irate. Lawmakers had to hold him back from Farmer. Pearson had been away from the Capitol due to his brother's suicide. Today, Farmer brought up his absence.
I know every member in this committee's been here this year working during committee, during session, voting on bills.
Yes, sir.
And I know you may have some things going on, but you have not.
My brother, Temperance Darnell Pearson, one of the loves of my life, passed away from gun suicide on December 1st of 2024. And since that happened, it shattered my family like gun violence has shattered so many families.
And welcome to News 2 at 4. I'm Kendall Ashman.
And I'm Tori Gessner. We were inside that hearing room as tension escalated, and then Pearson's mic was eventually cut off. It's not the kind of showdown you'd expect in a legislative chamber. But today, politics turned personal in Tennessee. Democratic Representative Justin Pearson hasn't been back to the Capitol since his brother's suicide in December, returning with even more passion behind his bill to end the permitless carry of firearms in Tennessee.
We have the power to do something about the gun violence epidemic, and we don't just have to offer some empty thoughts and prayers. We can do something, and now is the time to do it.
But after Pearson called out a Republican for trying to end the debate, another Republican called out Pearson.
I know every member in this committee's been here this year working during committee, during session, voting on bills.
Yes, sir.
And I know you may have some things going on, but you have not. So I don't think it's fair for you to come in front of this committee and lecture us on hard work and convictions and hard work for our committee.
Thank you, Chair Doggett, and thank you, Chair Farmer, for your comments. They incense me. They make me very, very angry. I buried my brother. I planned for his entire funeral. My fiance made his obituary. I made sure that he was taken care of, even in death. That's what I've been doing.
The committee chairman trying to regain control, cutting off Pearson's mic. That didn't stop him.
That's what you need to think about, Chairman Farmer.
When lawmakers killed the bill,
Mr. Chairman, you have 2 ayes, 7 nays.
everything came to a head.
2 fails.
Lawmakers physically restraining Pearson while Farmer stares the other way. Representatives Pearson and Farmer both left the committee room after that. Farmer eventually came back after Pearson was gone.
As you've seen it, State Rep Justin Pearson was angry because the other gentleman said something about him not being there, and it triggered him. I have no problem with what I seen because he was professional. He didn't cuss. He didn't act a fool. He didn't do any of that. The thing that upset me is, and this is just not just this scenario, I can't stand when people do this type of stuff where they get you to a point where you get angry. And then when you run up on them, they do like this and act like they don't see you, or like they stand there like, you know what I'm saying? Like they try to like get you to act a fool. And I respect the way he handled that. And then he wound up leaving out. Now these guys are on the same committee, so they'll see each other again. Now a lot of people will see this and make a big thing like, oh, he was about to do this. No, he wasn't. I don't think he was. I think he was just trying to get with him like, yo, I'm a man just like you. Don't come across with the bull. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know what you're talking about before you know what I'm saying, say something like that and do it in front of everybody. I could understand that. Because he told him, he's like, yo, your comments messed me up. You know, they angered me. And then he had to explain to him what was happening. But I will tell you this. From me being older and watching this type of situation, when you in that type of scenario, the more you yell, right? The more another person feel as though they right. And people will break it up. And it's like you lose the whole thing. You know what I mean? Now, there were people in there. I guess they was regular town folk that was in there that was hyped. You seen the one girl, she running around. I don't know who she was. She running around doing all kind of stuff. But it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? This whole situation, I have nothing but respect for, Representative Pearson. From the interaction I had with him, I got a little bit of a semblance of what type of person he is. The other guy, I don't know. And I don't, I'm not going to bash him, but he did say a lot of things, and I wanted you to hear what he was talking about. He said, it's a lot of laws you pass. He said, we got these ivory floors, we got all this other stuff, and people's lives are out there that matter. And we make these things and don't, honestly think about the people that this type of stuff affects. I agree with that. And the reason why, some of y'all might be saying, oh, well, Steve, he seemed like he got in his face. And you shouldn't respect that type of behavior. I'm not condoning it. But I'm going to be honest with you. When you're passionate about something and you see a vision of something better and it's always marred with fog and red tape and selfishness and greed, it do something to you. It do. Because I'm going to be honest. Me in that position, if I got pushed to that point where I lose my shit in front of people, it would be bad. And I wouldn't be doing no pointing. I'd have been worse than that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You don't know what the relationship between these two people is. Hey, he might suggest stuff and this guy always shoots it down. We don't know. But I do know he took a stand for himself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what men do. Hell, tomorrow they might be laughing and joking, come to some agreement. But whatever it is, like he said, he lost his brother and may his brother rest in peace, and prayers and condolences to him and his family. Sometimes you got to get pulled away from that type of stuff. And it is what it is. But he's still grieving. You could have had a little bit more respect, especially if you knew what this whole thing was about. And you want to jump up there and try to check somebody that's supposed to be on the same team as you. Anyway, in closing, I hope everything worked out for Justin Pearson. I respect him. And let's just take a look at the full 5-minute confrontation of what started this whole thing. And we'll end it at that. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. People are passionate about things. A lot of people are caring. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's, you can't underestimate somebody's drive to make the world a better place. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Check it out.
Tennessee House of Representatives. It is a pathetic excuse for you to not answer the question of why we are doing nothing about the gun violence epidemic than to personally attack me. But let me explain to you what I have been doing, Representative, since you asked. My brother, Rep.Pearson, one of the loves of my life, passed away from gun suicide on December 1st of 2024. And since that happened, it shattered my family like gun violence has shattered so many families. Shattered my nephew's lives, my mother, my father, my other brothers who are remaining. I buried my brother. I planned for his entire funeral. My fiance made his obituary. I made sure that he was taken care of, even in death. That's what I've been doing. But also, not just that, I went to all of my nephew's schools. I met with their principals and their teachers to ensure that they are okay. I gave them and made sure that they had grief counseling and that they're seeing a psychiatrist. That's what I've been doing. And while you're talking about hard work, you need to realize that our job is not just in this state house with these marble floors. Our jobs are on the streets and in the communities that we serve. And so while you've been here passing bills that have been hurting transgender children, while you've been here passing bills that have been hurting the poor, hurting the marginalized, hurting the disenfranchised, while you've been here passing bills that have not ended poverty, while you've been here passing bills that have not helped people who need Medicaid expansion, while you've been here doing the hard work of making sure that our state is not the state that it can be, because you have decided.
Representative Pearson.
Reality of our situation is only to be.
Representative Pearson.
While you've been here doing that, I've been in my community.
Representative Pearson.
Meeting with young people, going to school, registering
Representative Pearson.
voters. That's what I've been doing. Hard work doesn't just happen with this legislation. It happens.
Representative Pearson.
And if you will, Chairman, just one more minute, because Chairman Farmer seems to think that he somehow
Representative Pearson.
seems to understand my life better than I do. You need to understand that hard work isn't just sitting there and shutting up and passing a bill. It's doing the hard work of justice and love and mercy.
Okay.
And it's taking your
All right.
and your pain and your heartache, and it's standing in front of people who you know may not like you, standing in front of people who you know will disrespect you, people who you know will talk down to you, and saying in the honor of people like my brother, in the honor of people who have died from gun violence, in the honor of people who have died from suicide, we need to pass better laws.
Representative Pearson.
And fight for a state where everybody is able to live more freely from the pain of gun violence that me and my family are experiencing. That's what you need to think about, Chairman Farmer. Come on. And if you can't think that, learn to shut up.
All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Learn to shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen. Chairman Farmer, briefly.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative Pearson, it seems that it's very common in your party when you disagree with a comment, and I was not disrespectful to you, that you resort to yelling. Basically, everything you just told me, you just did. I have a family. I've made sacrifices every year.
Representative Pearson. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Representatives, Mr. Representatives, I know this is a very difficult time for you to be back up here. I'm sorry for all the things that you've experienced. You've been a great uncle. You've done the things that you were supposed to do to help your family. I understand that. If I was in the same situation you were in, I would be doing the same thing. I understand that. Okay, I know tensions are high up here today.
Disrespect is high, Chairman.
It is.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do our best to be as civil as we can up here, okay? And I appreciate that very much. So, with that being said, I'm going to go to Leader Lamberth. He was next on my list.
Move previous question on the bill.
Previous question has been called on the bill. We have objection. Okay, we are now voting on previous question. All those in favor of previous question, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? No. The ayes prevail. We are now voting to send House Bill 1392 on to full judiciary. Does anyone wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 2 ayes, 7 nays.
The noes prevail. House Bill 1392 fails.
No, sir.
5-minute recess.